most Jennifer, as always. Welcome back. So I want to do a couple of mini reviews here. So this is our first Halloween 2019 mini reviews of the 2019 season. Anyway, so the first movie that I want to bring up to you is one that I came across on, I believe, Amazon Prime or Shudder, although I'm thinking it was Amazon Prime. I literally came across it kind of out of nowhere. I think it was in my recommendations. I figured, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and watch this. This was in my kind of end of September sort of pre-gaming type of start of my binge and everything. So Initiation of Sarah, this is the original 1978 version, not the remake from a decade or so ago. I almost don't even want to watch that. I'm kind of scared. I don't know, maybe one day I will. I don't know, whatever. But let's talk about the OG, which stars Kay Lenz, Shelley Winters, Tony Bill, and Morgan Fairchild. Basically, this is a really kind of simple premise. We've seen it before, or at least similar variations of this. Basically what it is two sisters, one of which, Sarah, obviously, are starting college and everything. They both want to pledge and everything, or at least the sister kind of wants to pledge. Sarah's a little kind of iffy, not really sure. She's very kind of shy and everything, kind of a little nervous around people and everything. But here's also the thing. Here's something that it seems like all of the 70s movies, not all the movies, but quite a few of the 70s movies, i.e. The Fury, Carrie, a slew of other movies. This girl, Sarah, we come to find out, has telekinesis. Yes. Why not? Hashtag the 70s. But anyway, I can't really knock it because, following decade, guess what? We got slashers. But yeah, so, and we come to also find out too, little side note, that she was adopted. Yeah, she was adopted. So yeah, so it's, the whole movie kind of is, the sisters being in their sort of their own little fraternities and everything. They were actually picked at two separate fraternities. The sister kind of was picked, a few sororities were interested in her. She went with the one. And the girls in this, sorority house, for Rush Week or Hell Week, whatever it's called, they were oh yeah, well, since you're pledges, you can only talk to us. You can't talk to anyone else. And when Sarah comes over to kind of, let her sister know what fraternity is interested in her, the other girls, the girls in the sorority are you can't talk to her. We don't care if she's her sister. Just, the lead girl is a freaking bitch, man. Deserves everything she gets in that movie. I'm just saying. She should have gotten more. I'm just saying. So yeah, so I watched that one. Really good. I would recommend watching it, you guys. I'm just saying. By the way, I should probably kind of turn this way for you guys. Alright, so next one up. Another movie that I know that I have talked about. This is actually another movie from Horror Pack that we got about a year ago, and that is Smiley. Now, I know, I can hear some of the groans, oh, what the heck. You know what? I know. This one, here's the thing about this movie. It's really not that good of a movie, but there's something about it that I like. I know, even when I first watched this movie, I think I even said when I first reviewed this movie forever ago, that I was yeah, I kind of knew what was going to happen at the end, and I don't want to spoil what happens in this or anything. I'm gonna try and keep all these movies as spoil free as possible in this mini review, but I don't know, it's one of those movies where, with as bad as it is, you have to kind of have fun with it. I know a lot of people don't like this movie, rightfully so. I'm one of those people who, yeah, it's not the greatest, but I have a good time with it. It's one of those that, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Next one up is one that one of these days, hopefully, I will actually do me. Sorry guys, I have like this head cold, so bear with me. It's like the third or fourth video that I've shot in a row, so my throat's starting to like give out. Just saying. Anyway, but I do this for you. I do this for you, Damien. Weirdos. Okay, but what I was just saying before my throat decided to like hack up along. The next movie is one that I've been meaning to want to actually do its own individual review on for some time. I just have not gotten around to it yet. So in the meantime, we'll do a mini review. So we were talking about the first Sometimes They Come Back. I know there's like a sequel or two to this. I know I've seen like the second one. Like I think there's only the two movies. I think this and the sequel. If there is a third one, you guys, let me know, because it's one of those I can never remember. And I have seen the second one. It's like Sometimes They Come Back Again or whatever. But yeah, this is starring Tim Matheson and god damn, that little kid that was like in everything back in the day. Like once you see it, you would know. He's literally been in everything. Like he was in what was that Hulk Hogan movie, Mr. Nanny or something? Like that kid. But no, this is a fun little ghost revenge story, slash grown man coming back home trying to battle his own demons type of thing. And plus it's a Stephen King movie, so I mean even his like shitty type of movies, i.e. like Sleepwalkers and supposedly Maximum Overdrive according to King, like there's still something about his movies, including this one. This is, like I said, it is an excellent little kind of ghost revenge sort of story. So Tim Matheson's character comes back home to get a new teaching job, because apparently the last school he was at, he was fired for whatever reason. There's rumors going around, and of course, like I said, he's got some demons. He had an older brother that was killed when he was a kid. So when him and his brother were kids, there was a sort of like a scuffle with some of these like sort of like greaser type of not gang members, but like, you know, the bad kids, the wrong side of the tracks and everything, slick back hair, leather jackets and stuff, you know. So and they were kind of picking on the kids one day, and train came, shit happened. So now he comes back, and one by one, you know, these ghosts kind of start coming back because, you know, they have unfinished business. They feel like they can't rest because, you know, he's still alive and stuff, and he might have been the real cause of the accident while they're not there anymore, and like blah blah blah. So it's just one of those things, and like, yeah, it's decent. It's decent, you guys. I do enjoy this one. It's always been kind of like one of those that I hold pretty closely to my heart, a special place in my heart. So next one up is another one that I have talked about before a few times, but I want to talk about it again because it's still one of those movies where there is a good chunk of us that know about this movie, but there's still so many people that don't know about this movie. Actually, I think my buddy, I think it was my buddy Matt, who was like, "Oh, I've never seen this." I'm like, "Dude, you need to see it." And that is Cherry Falls, starring Miss Brittany Murphy. Steven, I didn't forget it this time, and I did not look at the top here. Literally, I didn't. But it also has Jay Moore and everything. This is another really fun one. Once again, kind of same vein as like I Know What You Did Last Summer. You know, those kind of movies. Just a little bit of ginger snaps and everything. Very kind of teeny bopper-ishy. But this one, you know, stands the test of time. Has a little something extra. And honestly, too, and this is really not much of a spoiler because we kind of figure out, or we're told this and figure it out pretty soon on in the movie, that the killer is killing virgins. Yeah, dude, instead of, you know, having a little twist on that classic trope of, instead of killing the sluts, let's go for the virgins. And we do find out that, you know, there is sort of like a reason behind this and everything. And actually, as I was watching it this time, I kind of, you know, thought like another movie that like the at least the motive behind it. Now it's not like a total ripoff. It's not even like necessarily similar in the sense that you might be thinking, but similar enough where, ooh, back in the day, like 30 years before or something, this happened, and an innocent, you know, like someone was getting picked on, and a casualty happened, and now years later, you know, someone's coming back and getting revenge. It's one of those things. Once again, I don't want to like spoil it, but very much kind of like Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead 2 specifically is the one I was kind of thinking of. So if you like things like that, where it's kind of a little cheesy, maybe a little acting's a little jittery at times, it'll still have a nice little place in your heart. I think a lot of you guys will really enjoy it. Plus, you know what? It's just a crazy good time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so last but not least, one that I'm pretty sure that I have talked about on this channel before, but going really, really classic old school. We are talking about the OG House on Haunted Hill. I may or may not get around to watching the remake. I have seen the remake. Excuse me, I'm like burping now. First I cough, now I burp. Whatever. I have seen the remake, but it's been a very, very long time, and it's one of those movies I'm like, do I want it in my binge? It might possibly be in my binge because I'm trying to aim for 200. I'm just saying. But no, but this one is like, it's just, it's fun. It's another like classic haunted house ghost story type of a movie. And when I say like haunted house, you know, it's not really necessarily like today. You guys know too that I sometimes am a big griper of like all these modern sort of like hauntings and conjurings and like possessions and stuff. I'm like, they're all the fucking same. You want something different from today's like haunted house stuff, go back, watch this. Now, keep in mind, it is from like 1950 something, I believe. You know, like I don't even think 1960s, well before Psycho, I believe, a few years before Psycho. So like obviously keep that in mind because like the special effects are not the greatest. Like at one point, one of this kind of like gag scares is like clearly like almost like a dummy or someone like literally just frozen, like acting like a statue, and is literally can tell is like being pulled on a dolly and just and like scaring the chick. I mean, so like bear with that, but even like the old school special effects, a lot of you guys will really appreciate and just kind of seeing how you know, how they were done back in the day, you know? That's the fun about going back and watching some of these some of these old movies. The basic premise of House on Haunted Hill, from what I remember, very similar to the remake. You know, like Vincent Price's character gets like a bunch of people, strangers together to spend the night, one night in this supposed haunted house. If they survive, they get like a buttload of money and everything. And the reason why they're having a party is because it's his newest wife's like birthday or whatever. There's some turmoil there. His previous wives, Vincent Price's previous wives, all kind of died under mysterious circumstances. We can kind of tell that, like, yeah, he's just killing his wives for, like, insurance purposes, basically. But no, it's, and I like the little sort of twist at the end. Really fun one, you guys. Like I said, if you just want something, like, old school, something that's just very kind of, like, not flooded with all this, like, CGI and, like, all this, like, over-the-top stuff, like, I'm just saying. Oh, by the way, thank you, Horror Pack, for actually sending this one out, because for the longest time, I wanted a standalone copy of this. So, but anyway, guys, those are some of your quick reviews of what I've been watching so far in my October binge. Till next time, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.